Today I'm bringing you my take on a sustainable gift guide. For those of us who have embarked on a journey of living a more sustainable lifestyle, this period could pose a bit of a dilemma. Although we may have made the decision to make changes in this area of our lifestyle, it's safe to say that maybe not everyone on our gift list is in the same mindset. So this is something that I've really tried to keep in mind when creating this gift guide. So on that note, let's jump in. The least sustainable gift is one that someone's not going to use. I know that might sound incredibly harsh and a bit ungrateful, but unfortunately it's true. Buying gifts just for the sake of buying is wasteful on so many levels. But not only that, it adds unnecessary pressure on yourself, when realistically this is a time of year that should be joyful. The act of giving and receiving gifts should be something that's pleasant. It should be a nice experience. It shouldn't be something that creates anxiety and stress. I think we can all agree that we have had enough of that in 2020. So on that note, I'm recommending taking the pressure off yourself. If you are not sure what to get someone, but you have a vague idea of their interests, why not get them a gift voucher? That way you're also not bound by the price of an item. Because let's face it, some people have more expensive interests than others. You can commit to only how much you can afford, and the person can cash that in whenever it suits them. And depending on what business you choose to get the voucher from, that voucher could be incredibly valuable to somebody, and it could really take the pressure off. I'll give you an example. I'm aware that I am an incredibly difficult person to buy for. So some friends of mine, instead of buying me a present which they weren't sure whether I was going to like, they bought me a gift voucher from a farm shop which they know I go to on a regular basis. Sad as it might sound, I was absolutely delighted to receive that, and on their part they knew I was going to get use out of it. My second point is something that's been spoken about a lot recently, and rightly so, but it's something that I have believed in for a really long time, and that is buy locally, buy from small businesses. So from a sustainable point of view, it means that the item that you buy has less mileage and reduces the carbon footprint of that particular item. Not to mention the fact that in this climate, you could be really helping a business stay afloat. And if we don't want to see those businesses disappear in the new year, then this is the perfect opportunity to support them. The example I have here is a box of homemade Belgian chocolate truffles. Now these are particularly from a business which is local to me. Personally, I'm in Angus, so this is an Angus-based business. If you happen to be in the surrounding area, then these chocolates are from Baked by Belle, and they come in a really pretty little box which is ideal for gift giving. Not to mention the fact that this packaging is recyclable. I'm sure that wherever you might be viewing from, it would be worth looking into your small local businesses and see what they might have on offer. Personally, this is the type of gift that I would love to receive, and if I'm being completely transparent, this box is from me to me. Next up, I think we can all agree that beauty or pampering gift sets are high on the agenda this time of year, aimed at men or women. Typically, these sets come in a lot of packaging, which doesn't really marry up with the size of the product which is inside. So I'm suggesting you could opt for a set which is either zero waste or it is minimal waste packaging. This idea is quite universal really. As I say, the gift set could be his or hers and doesn't really stray away from traditional gift ideas. But at the same time, you're not compromising your beliefs. So the next brand that I'm going to mention is one that I've spoken about before, and that is the brand M's Choice. All year round, they have small gift sets or pampering sets. I have personally got one for myself in the past, which included a small pot of deodorant, a hand soap, which both I've already used, and also this Moroccan clay mask. At the moment there is a wider range of gift sets. There are some for him and some for her. The reason that I wanted to mention this brand is because generally the products are natural based products, they are non-toxic and eco-friendly. A lot of the packaging is actually returnable so that it can be reused. Like for example, on the back of this clay mask, it says, if possible, please return the empty craft pouch so this can be reused. That's a really nice idea. If the person on the receiving end wasn't planning to return the packaging, then it can be recycled, and the packaging for the products are quite minimal. I am somebody who has quite sensitive skin, but none of their products have ever caused me any problems. Gift option number 4. Let's not exclude children from this thought process. It is a topic that's being discussed in most schools, so why not reinforce the message? Because let's face it, they're the ones who are going to be suffering the effects on this planet. for a lot longer than those of us who are already adults. Children's toys do tend to be very heavily plastic based. Not to mention the fact that they are constantly growing, evolving, and their interests are changing with them, which can contribute to a hefty amount of plastic waste. So for this one, I encourage you to think outside the box. And the example that I'm going to give you can be purchased from the brand that I have just previously mentioned, and that is Em's Choice. I am not sponsored or affiliated with them. It's just that they are a brand that I've purchased from before. I really like their products. I really like their concept. And on top of that, they are a Scottish-based brand. So at the moment, they are doing crayon gift sets for children. The crayons are, again, natural based and they are non-toxic. The crayons come in a nice variety of colours and some different shapes, so you can choose based on the interests of the child that you're buying for. I am also a huge fan of gifts for children that encourage creativity. And it's also widely known that colouring and art in general is really good for your mental health, which is extremely important, not just for adults, but for children too. Gift number 5, who isn't into their hot drinks these days? Going for coffee in particular has become a huge part of modern culture, but unfortunately it is also a huge contributor to single-use waste. One way of tackling this, which I'm sure we've all heard about, is bringing your own travel coffee mug. Because of the wide range of shapes and sizes and designs that these coffee cups come in, they also make lovely gifts. The brand that I personally use is this one. The brand is called Husky. The name, I believe, comes from the fact that these mugs are made from coffee husk, which is apparently a waste product of producing coffee. So that's got to be a double positive for this brand. So not only is the mug itself being made out of a product which would otherwise be wasted, it's also helping to reduce the use of throwaway coffee mugs. So this colour suits my personal aesthetic. It's sort of like a natural colour, but they also have black. I've seen before that they have rose gold and gold. So there's a nice variety of colours there to suit the person that you're gifting to. I think it's a nice gift to give. It's a non-intrusive way of encouraging more sustainable living. Number 6 is all about stocking stuffers. Now, this is actually 2 items that I'm going to mention rather than just one. Em's Choice are also doing little snowflake style soaps, which would make perfect stocking stuffers. They're zero waste, they're non-toxic, and they're just generally really pretty. It is a practical gift, but it's also just a really cute, sweet thing to give. I believe they also come on a little bit of tweed rope, so they can also double up as Christmas tree decorations. Some people might like to do gifts hidden in the tree, so that could work really well. Notepads also make great stocking stuffers, and at the moment it's quite easy to find notepads that have been made out of recycled materials. Again, Em's Choice are doing a small selection of these. Now, gift number 7 is a concept that I hadn't really thought about before until I came across this little jar in my local zero waste shop. This is by the brand Littlest Herb Company. In this jar, they've put in all of the dry ingredients for making banana choc chip muffins. They don't just have banana choc chip muffins, they also had one for brownies and for cookies, measured out and ready to go for the baked good. And on the back, they've put a list of the wet ingredients that you would need and the baking instructions. I just thought, what a lovely idea and a gift to give. This particular company, once you've used the jars, you can return them and they can be reused, which is also amazing. This is obviously ready-made from a brand, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way that you personally have to do it. But equally, if this jar wasn't going to be reused or returned, it could still be recycled at the very least. Number 8 is plants as gifts. Now, plants tend to be something which people often give when somebody is moving house, or they tend to be really popular office gifts. But realistically, there's no reason that they should be boxed into that category. They make lovely presents at any time. Now, the reason that I'm showing you a cactus is because they are famous for being really low maintenance, as are plants like aloe vera or snake plants. Plants also make very inexpensive gifts. This one, for example, only cost me about £3.50, which is great. And to be fair, it's the gift that keeps on giving. They are decorative objects, they are great, as I said, for air quality. Plants are also known for being really good for your mental health. And depending on the type of plant that you choose to give as well, it could be a really practical present. Take aloe vera, for example. It has widely recognised medicinal purposes. Gifting a plant as a present, the worst that could happen is that they could kill it. And if they do, at least it's compostable. Gift idea number 9 is books. Granted, I understand that that one could be debatable, but let me explain. Depending on the type of person that you're gifting to, a book on sustainability could be a really great starting point for them to move their journey along. Alternatively, lots of people are thinking about the environmental and health impacts of consuming too much animal product. So with that in mind, a vegan cookbook could make a really great gift. Not only could it help them come up with meal ideas that are not centered around animal products, but it's a gift that they could use over and over again. The book I've got here is Deliciously Ella, one that I have used myself quite a bit. Now, don't think that this is a gift that is exclusive to people who are going meat-free or vegan entirely. This could be for somebody that you know is aiming to have more meat-free days, or just generally to incorporate more meat-free meals or animal product-free meals in their diet. Particularly for people who are not planning to cut them out altogether, they might be struggling for ideas on how to do it. So this could be a really great starting point for them. Speaking for myself, personally, I'm not vegan, but it doesn't mean that I don't get lots of use out of this book. Last but not least, gift idea number 10. This one is more aimed towards brands that aren't necessarily 100% sustainable, but they might be making efforts in that direction. If we want brands to produce in a more sustainable way, then we have to vote with our money and support their efforts. The example that I'm thinking about at the top of my head is the gift set by Neal's Yard. Now, Neal's Yard aren't claiming that all of their packaging is 100% sustainable. However, they are a brand that is thinking about this. This year, they have produced gift sets which come with a biodegradable plant pot, and the gifts are packaged inside this pot. So this is quite clearly a brand who are thinking about their packaging. They're thinking about how to make it more sustainable, particularly in a time where gift sets are really popular. And as we mentioned earlier, gift sets can very often come in a lot of packaging, which is very wasteful and heavily centered around plastic. This is a really nice idea, especially considering how many people have gotten into gardening recently. I should also mention that their teas, as well as tasting good, are also plastic free, which is really not that easy to come by. While I'm on that subject, Clipper's tea bags are also plastic free, as well as the brand Pucker. I hope this video was helpful to those of you who want to stay true to your sustainable journey while tackling the task of gift giving. I hope you'll check back in for more videos in the future. If you do plan on coming back, then please remember to hit that subscribe button.